Sometimes I hear people talk about frameworks and they say like frameworks are bad, right? We shouldn't have frameworks and frameworks are terrible because they're all wrong or they're never correct. And whilst that's true, I there's a huge amount of value still in frameworks, especially for people who are starting out that need something to guide them and something to help them with. But the way that I view frameworks, and I think the way that you should view frameworks, is as a learning tool. Frameworks aren't something to just blindly apply. That is when frameworks are useless and frameworks don't help you, when you just take it and just copy paste, blindly apply them. Frameworks should be viewed as a learning tool. So when you see a framework and you read about a framework, this is how I approach it. I look at it and say, well, what can I learn about this? Somebody's put a lot of time and effort into distilling this down into a concise way and an easy way to consume and articulate. What can I learn from this? And yes, it might not be correct in all aspects, but that's part of it, right? Think about, well, what context could I see this working in? What context could I see this not working in? Now, let's have a reflection on my own context. Could I see this working in my context? Yes or no? If no, how might I adjust this in order to make it fit in my context? Maybe I can't adjust it. Maybe it just doesn't make sense in my context. But that is how frameworks should be viewed as. They should be viewed as learning tools. The failure with frameworks is when we don't apply critical thinking, when we don't view it as a learning tool, a tool for us to be able to look at, have introspect on, and then to critically think about how we might apply it and when we might apply it and when we might adjust it. That is when frameworks go wrong. And then absolutely, I agree with you, like frameworks are useless then in that case. Something that I've observed in many people smarter than me is that they do create their own frameworks. Frameworks, mental models, heuristics are the way our brain works. We find patterns and we recognize them and we apply that pattern recognition to it. But the only way that it's going to be valuable to you and actually turn into a tool that you can actually use and apply is for you to turn that into a framework for yourself. So don't blindly take them. I think it goes without saying, but view frameworks as a learning tool and apply critical thinking to it. And then you can't go wrong with them. They're super valuable when you see it that way.